The Unfiltered by Jade.
Jade. Welcome to the Unfiltered by Jade, where we get out of the box and dive into topics that are sidelined. I look forward to entertain, educate, and inspire. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, donate, and make everybody know about this.
Beats by RB Records, a proud sponsor of The Unfiltered by Jade.
Shopping Assistance Jamaica takes the stress away. Our services include online and local shopping in Jamaica for individuals and businesses, personal shopping, purchasing of company and office supplies, importing and exporting small packages across Jamaica and worldwide, helping you to find unique gifts and items for all events and occasions. Contact us at 876-919-5195. Shopping Assistance 2015 at gmail.com. Follow Shopping Assistance on Instagram at Shopping Assist JA, at Twitter at Shopping Assist 5, and Facebook at The Shopping Assistance. Shopping Assistance, your style, your budget. Welcome back to the Unfiltered by Jade. Today we have with us here Shelly-Ann Weeks, and we sometimes know her as Dr. Sexy-Ann. So she is an author, a sexologist, an activist, a speaker, founder for Her Flow, and they empower women and girls about female reproductive health and rights. They work to end period poverty in Jamaica. So hi, Shelly, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, Shelly. Doing good. Oh my God. So this is an interesting topic. I wanted to talk about it and touch it for a long time because I've realized, even watching you and even being in certain societies, that many persons don't even understand what period poverty is. So I want you to tell us first, what is period poverty?
The inability to access menstrual products when needed.
Okay.
And I make sure to specify when needed because it is not a permanent situation.
Okay.
And for a lot of persons, when they look at poverty, they think that poverty is a permanent situation, that once you're poor, that's your designation. When the truth is, you have women and girls who are functioning, they have jobs, they are just going through their lives, and for the most part, they can handle their needs, but sometimes them just broke. Broke is a real thing. Prices rise all the time. Things come up. Or you have that time when you're going along your business and then something on your car fell off and you have to find the money to fix it. And in finding that money, you remove that money that you would have to pay for something else. And sometimes that something else is your menstrual products.
Mm-hmm.
So not having access to menstrual products is something that affects millions of women and girls around the world. And Jamaicans are no different because, poverty is still a reality here in Jamaica.
Right.
And so of women are forced to choose between buying food to feed their children and menstrual products. And guess what they buy?
The food.
Well, there you go.
The food, because they're wondering how they're going to eat.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, because hearing what you're saying, I can see many women saying, all right, I'll just go home and probably use a paper towel or a tissue because...
Or some newspaper or an old t-shirt.
Yes.
Or an old socks.
Yes.
Or they get very creative. I've heard lots of different stories. A little girl in school tells me that sometimes she used one pad for several days because what she would do is she'll get the pad, the guidance, she would go to the guidance counselor, and the guidance counselor has limited amounts, so she'll give her one pad and she'll take that pad, and when she uses it, she'll put tissue on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll change the tissue. So she'll try to wear the actual pad over a period of days, and we all know what the repercussions of that can be. Period poverty is not just about not having the money, it also puts your health
in
at
danger.
risk.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been in contact with a father who he's a single father, and he was taking care of his daughter. He was saying that he only let her use one pad for the day. So I'm like, why? He said, because if everything is not full, why does she need to throw it away? So
Well, this is The education about menstrual products and periods are so important because that is a mistake. Bacteria, you can't look on the pad and see the bacteria, but it grows and it builds. So whether or not the pad is soiled, the bacteria is still there. And if she's wearing it for the day, especially if she lives in tropical climate, then what she's doing is building up bacteria, which will cause her to be to increase her chances of having an infection if she doesn't change that pad. Actually, the recommended use for any menstrual product, well, disposable menstrual products anyway, the recommended use is 4 to 6 hours.
Yes.
So whether it is soiled or not, she should not have it on for the full day. So he's actually misinforming his daughter. But you have to also understand that he doesn't know the information, and a lot of women don't know the information because they follow the same rule of thumb, which is part of what period poverty is that you don't have access to not just the products but also the information that will help you to have healthier menstrual health and healthier bodies overall.
I'm surprised that some people still don't know, to be honest, because I'm thinking that
where must learn it from?
I think in high school, doesn't they? What is it? Guidance counselor supposed to teach us this?
Listen to me laugh at you. Comprehensive reproductive health is something we're still fighting for to be in schools. More and more, we have people who are asking for us not to teach scientific information to children in school. That is still the case. When I teach period workshops in schools, and when I go to certain schools, they call me in a room and then they tell me all of what I cannot say to the students. And I'm very adamant. I'm like, okay, there's no way I'm going to come here and teach students about periods without saying the word vagina. Please.
That makes no sense.
Without saying the word vagina. But I'm telling you, you have teachers and principals and other decision makers in schools who do not want the comprehensive, detailed instructions to go to the children because their belief is if you say vagina in the presence of a boy, all he can do is think about sex. And my thought behind that is, if that is what he does, that is an indictment on you, his teacher.
Yes, that is.
Only teaching him about the sexual part of the vagina, and that's not the only use that the vagina has.
That's sad though. To be honest, I honestly thought that's what the guidance counselors were supposed to be doing. Going in depth about these things, because the truth be told, sometimes the parents don't even have the conversations with the girls. They don't.
And a lot of the times, the same parents are roadblocks at school because some schools will have the information, but then the parents come in and say, I don't want my child to learn about this. Whenever I go into co-ed schools, I insist that the boys are part of the conversation and we talk to them about periods and we show them the products and we give them underwear and teach them how to put them on. And I get a lot of pushback from their mothers. I remember distinctly this one mother, she wanted to meet with me because she said that I was turning her son into a homosexual because I'm teaching him about panties. Because and do you know, that little boy, whenever he was in the class, I distinctly remembered him from the day because he was so attentive. He had a lot of questions. But when I actually got to speak to her and she told me about my part, and she let me know that he came home asking her for one of her panties. And she asked why. It's because he wanted to show her what he learned. He came to me and asked me if he could get one of the period kits for his mother because he knows that she used these products. And I gave it to him, and that is how he went home with it. Because we don't automatically give the boys kits. They usually ask for it because they want to bring it home for somebody. They want to bring it for their sister or their mother or something.
Right.
And this lady laid into me and she tell me all sorts of words. And after she done cuss me off, I said to her, explain something to me. What if something happened to you one day and your son was the only person around? Doesn't it make sense for him to know what to do? And it's in that moment you see her entire demeanor change because now she sees how him learning about this actually benefits her.
And I think the parents and teachers probably are the problems why you have men or boys turning out to be this way, because you have a lot of men that don't even want to touch their woman's panties or underwears during periods or don't want to do anything for them because of such a stigma that's attached to a woman when she's having her period, What
do you mean for doing her period? Men who don't even want to touch clean underwear that just washed. I've actually had to have a conversation with a young man who's going to let me know He can take off every other piece of laundry off the line except panties. He's not taking off any panties. And I have a rule about that, I say all the time, if you have a problem with female bodies and female underwear, you should not have a relationship.
Exactly. You shouldn't.
When I say relationship, I'm not just talking about intimate relationship.
Yeah, I know, but any relationship, just having a partner, you shouldn't.
So if you have a problem with women underwear, you should not have relationships with women.
I agree.
That's my thought on it. End of story without apologies. All who want vex.
Actually, don't set them straight. So we know already that the lack of knowledge is affecting the society. But does period poverty, does it affect or impact our mental health?
Oh, without a doubt. When you think about a young girl in an exam and she's studied up and she's ready to go, and your period is very inconvenient and ridiculous sometimes. It just shows up when it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
And here her period on the morning of her exam. And she's sitting in that exam and she feels the period coming down. And she knows that her clothes is being writing on that exam paper. How is she concentrating? Will she pass that exam?
Oh, no.
What is going on in her mind in that moment when this horrible thing is happening to her? And she knows that at some point she has to get up. And then she has to face the consequences of the fact that she just bled through her skirt.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody in the class is going to see and all the comments that comes with that. What do you think that does to her self-esteem, to her ability to just hold her head high and move with dignity? It is a real thing. Just think of the mother who has to come to me. I am a stranger. She does not know me. I'm probably younger than her. And she has to come to me and ask me for a pack of menstrual pads for her daughter. Just imagine the kind of failure she feels in her. How ashamed that she feels. And let's create a space where she doesn't even have to ask that. It is a dignity issue for me.
Yes.
It's about being able to function in dignity. If it's something as simple as providing menstrual products for free in spaces where it's needed, is the difference between passing your exams and not passing your exams. It's the difference between getting that job and not even going for the interview. It's the difference between feeling confident so you can try versus feeling so ashamed.
Sometimes,
worthless. You feel
yes, you're worthless. Yeah.
You're worthless. You feel like a real failure. Like when a mother is looking at her child and realize that she is having her first period, which is a milestone for any little girl. And the first thing she's thinking about is the fact that she doesn't even have the means so that she can show her what she needs to do. It's of course it's mentally damaging. Of course.
There's a young lady that had said to me if she was at a church and she didn't even know that her period came. And when it came, she had on full white. And we know how that goes. Yes. She was in front of a lot of persons and somebody came up to her and said, how dare she walk in church, letting everybody see that she's having her period. And I'm like, that makes no sense. Period just comes on people, you understand? And for a woman to even say that, it's like she's not even understanding what happens with periods. Not everybody knows when it's coming. So not everybody can act on it when they know that, hey, it's coming. The person didn't have even any pad to put on when that was happening. So, we had to know the searching for it. So, I mean, I can understand the shame and embarrassment. But for me, I think women should have be more empathetic towards this.
I think women too, but I'm giving everybody that job. That's a requirement. I don't want to hear you say anything negative to any woman about her period. I don't care how you feel about it. If you don't have anything to say, shut your mouth and keep on walking.
Yep.
But I don't think you say anything, because understand this. No woman wants to share her period with you. She don't. She does not want to bleed on your couch. She does not want to mess up herself so you can talk to her about her period. She does not want you to comment about the fact that the back of her clothes is messed up. She's not interested in your commentary about her period at all. So understand that if that is what is happening, she's already mortified.
Yes.
Need your added criticisms and comments about the fact that right now she has a situation that she has to deal with. It's not necessary. So whatever you're thinking, keep it in mind. Thank you for having the thought. Have a nice day. We don't need to hear it. You don't need to express some thought thoughts need to remain unexpressed. Keep it to yourself.
I agree. I agree. Is period poverty a social issue?
Oh, without a doubt. Period poverty is not just a social issue, it's an economic issue as well. I say to a lot of companies, all you have to do is to supply menstrual products in your office and watch your productivity go up. What do you mean by that, Miss Weeks? Right now, we don't have to worry about that. I said, okay, if you were to look in your attendance record and you were to actually speak to these ladies and find out why is it that they're not showing up to work on certain days, you can see a pattern. And if you are supposed to add up all of those productivity hours that are lost because women cannot come to work simply because they don't have the money when they have their period, how much productivity time do you actually lose because of period?
A lot of it.
Right? You look at your tissue. I said to them all the time, I say, don't want to buy menstrual products, you're going to pay for it in tissue.
You better believe it.
Lots more tissue because they use up the tissue to create the makeshift menstrual products when they do come to work.
Mm-hmm.
How much money could you save on tissue if you just simply provide the menstrual products in the bathroom?
A lot. They actually could save a lot.
Well, there you go. So it's not just a social issue, even though it's a massive social issue, because like I said, it can mean the difference between getting that job and not even going for the interview.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, so if that mother cannot go out to job and her child is at home, who do they call when the mother is neglectful and the child can't eat because she don't have the thing? They're going to call the authorities, and now the child is going to go into the government home.
Mm-hmm.
That child, and then they're gonna lock up the mother because she's a neglectful mother. So all of these things, you see how many different repercussions are there.
Yes.
In place. Just because this one thing. Why do you think that some certain societies around the world who have already seen this as an issue and dealt with it? Scotland, I talk about Scotland a lot because Scotland was the first country to actually take up period poverty seriously and throw money at it.
Yes.
And say, we are going to invest in our citizens and ensure that everybody who requires menstrual products will have access to them. You think they did that because they to do with their money?
They did it because they saw the importance in doing it.
They must. There are governments, when governments are deciding where to spend money, they don't do it. They don't just do it because they had some extra money lying around and they go, let's just buy some menstrual products for people. Somebody had to do the research and say, well, this is going to affect the populace in this way, and this is beneficial to the country overall, and this is worth the spend. The taxpayers' dollars can be invested in this because they have to face the consequences of that decision.
Yes.
And yet they were able to do it and do it outright. They started with women, government spaces, then they went to all educational facilities, and then they say, you know what? Everybody who needs pads supposed to can get it.
Yep.
End of story. What does that do to their economy? More women in the workplace.
Yes.
Girls can education, them self-esteem go up, productivity increase, less instances of crime because nobody not thief things. I spoke to a lady who she used to babysit, and she lost her babysitting gig because the people them find out that she used to steal the diapers and use them as menstrual products, cut them in strips.
Oh, wow.
And that is what she when she have her period, and then fire her.
No, but what they could have done is to say, here, if you need whatever it is, we can get some for you.
Because if the only problem they had with her is the fact that she stole two little diapers, anytime she's sitting there, if that is the problem they had with her, then that means
they never really had a problem.
Come on, man.
I want to know, I mean, we touched on it earlier, but how do you think men should really be involved in understanding what period poverty is and getting an understanding of how to help a woman or their child with period?
Men should be involved in period conversation from day one. I don't know whose decision it was. Somebody decided years ago that period needs to be hidden from men. And that was a mistake.
Yes. Because
they need to learn about period the same way girls need to learn about periods.
Yes.
Girls need to learn about what goes on in the boy's body whenever they go through puberty and vice versa.
Yes.
I find it really ridiculous. I said it. I was at a seminar and I said it, and some mother raised her hand and she said, but are you sure boys are old enough to understand? I said, what do you mean? Girls their age have to understand. They are going through it. Why the boys can't understand? What's going to stop them from understanding?
Yep.
It's like she had a light bulb moment because she said, well, yeah, then why can't boys understand it? I don't know whose decision it was to hide period from boys. So that's the first thing we need to do. Stop hiding it from boys.
Yes.
Let them read books. Tell them about the body parts. Show them what happened. Tell them the significance of it. Tell them how the body parts work. Tell them how their body parts affect the girl's body parts and vice versa. And don't just tell them about the body parts. Tell them about the emotional part of it as well, so that they stop using words like miserable every time them see a woman in pain, trying to deal with it, because a lot of women in pain are called miserable, hard to deal with, stubborn, unpleasant. And I say to men all the time, when you have a headache, you can't even walk, so don't even bother talk about it. How are you when you're in pain?
But you know, here in the US, since I've been here, I've realized that even the girls themselves, they don't speak about it. And when I had said vagina, they were like, oh my God, what are you saying? Why are you saying that word? So I'm saying, if it is that you girls are even so afraid to talk about it, or their parents don't even want them to talk about the period and the vagina and what happens during that time, it's more than likely that not even the men, the women are allowing to know about it or talk about it. Because as you said, they're told that it's supposed to be hidden.
Miss, with all due respect, you say grudge, you right now just reel off 5 alternative words that you were taught other than to say vagina. What? I'll wait.
They know. Oh my God, coochie. You know. I can't believe Shelly's doing that.
Cocoa bread.
But they don't even want to talk about those. They don't even want to mention those.
No, I said that because I want you to understand that this idea of not even saying the word vagina is not new. Our mothers couldn't have said the word vagina because their mothers would have punished them for it. We did the same thing. You have women today who are telling their daughters the same thing. Don't say that word.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why when I go to schools, the adults are responding the same way, because in their world, the way they're socialized, this is not something you say out loud. That's the biggest part of it. It is a dirty little secret that all of us are taught to keep. The first thing we have to do is to stop keeping it a secret. The jig is up. The news is out. Women have if it's a secret, we are not doing a good job of keeping it at all. The secret is out. The put is out of the bag. We know.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And that's why you're having some girls don't even know how they got pregnant. They don't know how. You know?
What is what I'm saying? And that's the reason why we have to stop acting like this is a forbidden area. First of all, when I talk about periods, I make it clear and straight and plain. Period is life.
Yes.
If every human being stop having period today, the human race will cease to exist in a matter of years.
Yep.
Period is necessary for the creation of life.
Yes.
Having a monthly cycle is a sign of good health. If you do not have a monthly cycle every month and you do not have a pregnancy, or you haven't done surgery to remove your reproductive parts, go and speak to your doctor. Something is up.
Yes.
You need to ensure that you have a monthly cycle. It is a sign of good health. Why is it that no matter which doctor you go to, if you go for an eye exam or a dental implant, or if you go for a migraine headache, they ask you, when was your last period?
Yes, they do.
You need to know the health of your cycle is a big indicator to the health of your body overall.
Yes. And I mean, some time ago, I saw you put up a chart as to knowing how your period is. So you know the different colors to tell also what is happening in your body. So there are so many aspects to this.
Period is life.
Yes. Yes. Period is life.
Yeah, that we are treating period like this disgusting, awful, scornful, icky thing. That's problematic. Yes. Because it is necessary for our health.
You hear that, everyone? It's necessary for your health. So women who talk about they don't even want to see their periods and they can't bother see the blood, you need to see it. Else if not, life will be extinct at a point.
And understand this, right? One of the problems that a lot of women in their 30s are having now, because they're ready to start their families, is that they're recognizing that some of the choices that they made as teenagers is coming back to haunt them now.
Definitely.
And why we have these conversations in schools, because we want young ladies to understand from early that their choices can have long-term effects that will affect them down the road, right?
Yes.
Some of them are having issues with infertility now in their 30s when they're ready to start a family, and they don't realize that it's some of the things that they did in their teenage years that's coming back to them.
Yes.
You have women who have PCOS and they don't know because they're just happy to not have their periods. I spoke to this lady who said, well, but all my life I've only had 4 periods a year.
No,
I'm like,
ma'am.
really, how old are you? 28. I say, you have children? No. Well, the doctor did say I have a little issue. I say, have you ever get checked? Like, you actually check to see what the issue is? Because 4 periods a year don't sound like something that is healthy.
No.
You sure you haven't got checked or whatever? When she go and check it back, she have PCOS. Matter of fact, she was getting married, and she and her husband was talking about how long before, her fiance, I should say, how long before they start having children. And that is how she went and got checked and recognized that she was going to have some infertility issues.
Wow.
And all this time she has celebrated her 4 periods a year and never realized what going.
Yeah. I keep saying when I hear women saying, boy, they wish they didn't have their periods, I'm like, you don't want to say that because so many things will start going wrong.
Your periods is keeping a lot of things in line. It's keeping your balance. You think say you're crazy now? Get to the period and see what kind of mad woman you can really be.
Oh my goodness. Oh Lord have mercy. Shelly, I want you to tell us where is it that we can donate, and what are some of the ways that you think we can help to end period poverty?
All right, well, the first thing I always advise everybody to do, and everybody who's hearing our voice right now, it's very simple. Anybody who you know in need and you can help that person.
Okay.
Because I think that if everybody helps one person, that is a good start. But if you want to do something more overarching, you can find different organizations in and around your area, or maybe somewhere that you particularly invest in. Lots of school need pantries for products for their children at the school.
Right.
And for the Jamaicans listening in, if you'd like to help us end period poverty in Jamaica here, you can visit my website, embraceherflow.com. That's embrace, EMBRACEHERFLOW.com. And you can see some of the work that we've been doing to end period poverty in schools. We have donated over 3 million menstrual products so far.
Nice.
And we are planning to end period poverty in public schools in 2022.
That's
hopefully
right.
With our help. And you can donate right there on the site as well. And one of the things that we do, we get a lot of support from the diaspora. And I have to say big ups and thanks to anybody listening to the voice who has ever supported Herflow. Thank you so much, because it's because of you and your donation we'll be able to do this work. And what it is that persons have sent products to their relatives. They send barrels to Jamaica, and they send some products in the barrel, and we're able to get them and we donate them. We make a donation to the prison twice a year.
Nice.
To the woman and adult facility, adult and juvenile facility for the women and girls every year as well. And they really depend on that donation because the government provides somewhere to sleep and food for them to eat. That is it. So their menstrual products and use personal care items, underwear, all of those kind of products we try to provide for the inmates so that they're set for 6 months, and then we go back again 6 months later. So every 6 months we make that donation to the prison.
Very
and
nice.
so whatever it is that you can do to help, it makes a difference. And I talk a lot about the period sisterhood. And what the period sisterhood really is have you ever been somewhere yet and, you're just unprepared at your period start and you are able to ask a random lady if she has a product in her bag that she can share with you, and she just go in her bag and give it to you without any question?
Yep.
That's the period sisterhood. And what I encourage you to always walk with extra menstrual products so that you can keep period sisterhood alive.
Yes.
So walk with extra products on you. I always have extra products on me wherever you go so that you can keep the period sisterhood alive. And one place must always be menstrual products, so you didn't turn up at the beach, because the period love to show up for you in some inconvenient time. Because sometimes I think that period is a man, but that's a whole other conversation. I'm just saying. They just love to be very inconvenient. Products on you at all times so you can help somebody if they're in need and keep the period sisterhood alive. So I think that's what you can do to definitely help somebody. And don't hesitate if somebody asks. Just don't give them a hard time. Don't put it on social media. Don't load it up. if you can help somebody, just do it and keep on walking. Don't ask for a further explanation. It is one of the lowest places that somebody can be. And the fact that they ask you is hard enough.
Yes, it is.
They don't need to justify it with you. So don't ask them a further question. If you can help them, and just get out of them way and get on with the day.
Yes. And what I love also is that I've seen a lot of men coming to help and donating also pads. Okay. So
I need to big up men. I am happy to say that because of this work that we've been doing, a lot of men have come forward to help, and in some cases, some of them is the first time them actually buying menstrual products. So they'll go in the store and they call me and say, all right, so some of them something and say super and some say regular. What's the difference? What's making super?
Right.
So it's a real education for them, and I'm happy to do it because I think men need to be involved in women business, and we need to stop this thing where we're trying to protect them from it because we can use their support. So definitely include them. Let them touch your period panties. Show them what period look like.
Yes.
If you have to see, they should see too. We always want to share the fun parts of our bodies, but we don't want to share the maintenance. Let them know what your body needs and how they can help. And gentlemen, if you're listening to me right now and you have a woman in your life, especially if she have a difficult period, anything that she asks you for, do it. Do not ask any question you don't know anything. Be quiet and listen. If she says rub her foot, rub her foot. If she asks you to go get her some water, go on for the water.
Mm-hmm.
If all she is a chocolate bar and she put ketchup on it and she's eating it, don't ask her why her with her ketchup and her chocolate. That's what she's doing to feel better. Yes. Sometimes what she requires of you is silence, be quiet. So this is important. Your support is necessary. Please give it and be quiet about it.
That is right. Give it and be quiet about it. Apart from the website, where is it that we can find you?
Well, HerFlow is the name of my foundation, HerFlow. You can find us on all social media platforms at HerFlow. So you can definitely go on and check out our work there. Me personally, you can find me at Dr. Shelly-Ann, that's DrSexXYANN. And no, I'm not a doctor yet, but I'm working.
That's right. Claim it. Yes, that's right.
No. People, because I've been doing this work for so long and actually know so much about the reproductive system. People actually, I've published 2 books already.
Nice.
My books are available on Amazon.com. By the way, I changed my diet and changed my life. Mm-hmm. Which is where I chronicled my story about my fibroids journey, what I did to, get rid of all of my symptoms. I've avoided a hysterectomy. I'm in the best health of my life. And all I did was change my relationship with food.
Nice.
And It's My Body Period, which is an introduction to menstruation for little Black girls. So all of that information is available on my website. So you can definitely go and check that out. And, send me an email, DM me, WhatsApp me. All of that information is there, and I'm happy to partner with you to do this work. Because like I said, it is support that has gotten us this far, and I hope it continues to get us to the next stage.
Most definitely. Thank you so much again, Shelly-Ann, for being on the show. I really appreciate it. Really had fun with you being here.
I thank you so much for the opportunity.
So thank you so much, guys, for listening to Unfiltered by Jade, and we'll be back next week, Tuesday. Thank you.